So what I think is, I think Jorge Masvidal has become such a star, right? The BMF title, and he knocked out Ben in the way he did. He had such a phenomenal last year that he should be fighting for the belt. Now, most times when you're a guy that's about to challenge for a belt, you don't reach the level of stardom that Jorge has now reached. So when a guy reached that level of stardom, he wants to be paid in that way. And I think for the risk involved with him taking the Kamaru Usman fight, he probably wants to make the money that shows the risk. But then reality is, as a company, does that investment warrant that type of price? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what you have to weigh in. You go into a Jorge Masvidal Kamaru Usman fight, right? You pay a guy X amount of dollars. I think when the line would open up, Usman would have to be the favorite to win that fight, right? So then if Usman wins the fight, now you've given this guy all the money, and he loses to Usman, kind of goes back to being, do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
I get it.
So I just think that in terms of the hype of a fight, Usman Masvidal should be the fight. That would be the best one. I don't want to see Conor fight Kamaru Usman. I don't want to see that fight.
Why not?
He's too big. He's so big. Usman's so big, and not only so big, he's so skilled and tough, man. Like I learned a lot about Kamaru Usman in the Colby Covington fight. Every time people talk to me, and I like Usman, and I would say stuff about him, and they would ask me about him. I'll say, I love Usman. I think he's great. But to this point, he's been able to dictate every single exchange of every single fight, right? When it gets rough, he takes him down. If he doesn't want to take him down, he stands and he beats him up. He hasn't had to deal with any adversity. He's been that good. But Covington dealt him a lot of adversity. And he went through that and showed just how absolutely tough and durable he is. I thought Colby was an issue because of the cardio, the pace, the pressure. Usman matched that and exceeded it to finish Colby, who himself is just a phenomenal fighter. And I just think that all those questions that he answered in that fight with Covington tells me, man, it's going to be very difficult to get that belt off of him for a lot of people. He's good, man. And if that physical ability is matched by that mental toughness he showed in the Covington fight, I just don't know if there's a tougher fight for him in the division than Colby Covington right now, just in terms of matchup.
Tony was hurt badly. Got an eye broken. Justin pieced him up. Justin, I've never seen him look better than that. What did you think a couple days later now? What did you think of the fight?
I think Justin Gaethje, we watch when he first come to the UFC, he just went inside the fans, rope and open, and him and his coach Trevor Whitman sat down and said, listen, we have to kind of come out with game plans. And his coach has been giving game plans, and he's sticking to them. And we see what he did to his last 4 opponents. I believe, no disrespect to nobody, and when you take this ass whooping that Tony Ferguson did, I think, he's never going to be the same. Like he's never going to be the same. If he would have fought Khabib, he would have also will never look the same. And I think, he have a great run. I think, but when you get beat up like that, you will never recover from this beating. And I think he should retire. I think Tony Ferguson should retire. I think, what else you need to accomplish, right? Or maybe you can have a senior citizen match. Guys because McGregor, like his standards, you have to be coming off 2 losses, to fight you. Maybe him and Tony can fight. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think Tony, listen, he did a good job. He beat a couple guys, 12 guys in a row. But you understand, his level to this. I'm talking about Khabib is a level. Justin is level. Guys that coming up, Islam Makhachev. Like a lot of guys coming up is different level. And now you're 38 years old. You talk a big game. You put everything on the line. You entertain us for a long time. But it's time for him to retire, in my opinion. And he take a lot of damage. I mean, I don't want to see this guy have family. I don't want to see him taking drink in a soup out of straw. But this is my opinion. If he was my guy, I'd be like, yo, you gotta retire. That's my opinion.
So there was a lot that went into this, because here you are, you're rolling. It feels like the career is coming together, right? You're on this winning streak. You're fighting a co-main event. A lot of eyes on you against a former title contender. You've never won more than 3 in a row in the UFC. This would be 4 in a row, tie your longest winning streak in your career. And you're robbed of it on this Monday. How does it feel?
Sucks. It really hurts. I didn't want to watch the fight really, but I figured since I was doing a couple of interviews, I should watch it just to make sure it wasn't just, my own perception that I was winning. It actually looked like I was winning. And, the third round is the round that everyone debates whether or not I took it. And after watching the third round, I felt like I did more damage in the third than I did in the second. Aside from, dropping Gadelha. So it's pretty hard, man. Like I went in there super nervous, knowing that this fight is going to be the one that kind of pushes me over the edge, the one that leads me into title contention, that gets me that high ranking and proves to everyone that I am ready to be up there. And then I feel like that was taken from me by the judges. So it's really heartbreaking. It was hard for me to watch the fight just because I was looking for reasons that the judges would score that round for her, and I couldn't find any. I was landing the cleaner shots. Everything she threw at me, I ducked out of the way. She didn't do any damage. Like most of the damage I did was actually in the third round, not in the second. It's just really hard to understand what was going through their minds when they wrote down that she won that round. And yeah, it's hard. Like the thing that makes it a lot easier is that people like you, people who do have influence, are saying that they thought I won, and it sucks because I didn't. But it is easier to get all the support from people that I respect, from fans out of nowhere. Like I never had a huge following like Gadelha or like the other girls in the top 5, but I've been there just as long, and now suddenly I'm getting this this huge amount of fan support. So I really appreciate all that, and thank you to you and everyone who is saying that they thought I won it. It's it does mean a lot. It helps me through in this time where I just feel like I'm not being allowed to celebrate an accomplishment.
Down. A little lazy. Touch. Sit. Ready? Over. Good boy. Touch. Sit. Sit. Ready? Over. Good boy. Sit. Heel.